Now let's talk about the interior of the A3. We have a sketch here with which I can describe you the interior perfectly. We had two main goals. We wanted to follow the car's sporty nature, and we wanted to integrate the new digital content. We wanted to have a completely different layout from the passenger to the driver. That's why we used the air vents to create on the passenger side a very horizontal feeling, diving in from the side right into the steering wheel. And on the steering wheel we have a very cockpit-like feeling by putting the air vents on top of the IP. This separates the passenger from the driver. Coming from the sketch, we now see the interior in the reality. You can see all the proportions and dimensions. The air vents on top that really create this immersive cockpit, and then the very wide passenger section that creates this super slim dashboard. In between we have the black panel element that contains the MMI touch, and we really designed it in a way that it appears to be super thin. We have the glossy surface that goes all around the corner. Coming to the center console, we follow the same principle. We have a nice trim part that surrounds the black panel area. Inside the black panel area we have the new shifter design. And this is a shift by wire, which enabled us to make it very small. And this enables us to give a new spacious feeling in the center console. For example, the storage unit in the front where you put your mobile phone. Altogether, the driver-oriented cockpit of this car fits perfectly to the sporty exterior of the A3 Sedan.
If we take a look at the user interface of the new A3, we see that this is a whole new car generation. In front of the driver is the fully digitalized cockpit. In the center, the 10.1-inch touchscreen. Then, in addition, for the first time in the A3, we have the head-up display. We know the head-up display from larger premium cars. Now also a full-size windshield head-up in the A3. Underneath this digital cockpit, we have a variety of functions which are still on hardware keys. For example, up here is the climate control. Underneath, the switch bar with a variety of driving functions, the drive select button, the parking functions, and then in the middle console, the volume switch. If you go back up to the touchscreen, we have all the infotainment functionality up here, and the interaction with the MMI is only with touch, and of course with a new generation of speech, which I can start here at the steering wheel. In the center screen, as I said, we have the touch screen. Basically, everybody knows how to use a map on their smartphone or on a tablet. The pinching gesture for the zoom and the swiping gesture for moving in the map. Now, if I look back into in the cluster instrument, as most Audis have it, the view button for changing from a big map to a small map. In addition, now we have 3 different styles for the cluster instrument, so you can just adjust it the way you want it, so everybody feels comfortable with it. So often a car is not only used by one person, but by the whole family. That's why we integrated personal profiles. So depending on who enters the car with the cell phone, the Audi knows who is entering, and it will adjust the car just the way this person left it. For example, the color of my ambient light, the setting of my cluster instrument, the position of my seat, and so on. The second big advantage is also I can take my personal profile to the next A3. So if I change my car, I just add a user or me as a user, and then the car takes over the settings as I had them in my last A3.